Hey guys. Okay, so it's our anniversary today, but a different type of anniversary. Today is 20,000 days since Hunter and I met each other. Gosh, November the 21st, 1970. We were just children. I just turned 12. Sorry, Hunter just turned 12. I just turned 13. And it's a weird thing, isn't it? I, we were introduced through a mutual friend, and I remember shaking her hand, and I had this visceral experience of just being so comfortable with her. But isn't it crazy? It's like you have this meeting as a child, having no idea that we'd be intimately woven into the fabric of each other's lives for the next like 55 years.
It's wild.
I mean, it's such a privilege. So few people get that opportunity to like 20,000 days. I mean, there's that aspect of it where, you spend time and, we've always been very, very intimate conversationally. We talk all the time, even when we're traveling. I'm traveling all the time. Hunter's traveling all the time. And, we're still texting. It's like when on a Google map, when you search something and then there's the pin on the map and then they do that little radius around the pin. It's like when I travel, all we do is we just expand a bit the circle. So we're both sort of still sharing the same little pin, it's just inside a bigger circle. So, I'll be in Australia and Hunter will be in the United States and I'm laying in bed on my pillow with my phone on speaker and she's, at home on the couch or in bed, with the phone on speaker and we're just chatting away. There's that intimacy of conversation that you have as you get to know someone. And, you have intimate conversations extensively. You start to get to know someone after a few hours, and more so after a few days, and then more so after a few weeks, and more so after a few months. Let alone a few years where you really start to experience life together and see how the person interacts with life. But for us to have had that for the first 1,000 days, the second 1,000, the third 1,000, 5,000, 7,000, 15,000, 20,000 days. And Hunter is exactly as she was when I met her. That same absolutely authentic, delightful, high energy, unpretentious, completely beautiful, extraordinary human being. She's just been an absolute delight to be around. And I just feel so privileged and so blessed to have just had this. The depth and the intimacy of the friendship goes beyond the capability of words to really articulate and capture. And, there's that aspect of it where it's like, well, what is love? I have no idea. I actually think it's one of like many things in life that we talk about as though it's a thing that we understand. But I think it's far beyond, trying to answer that question, what is love? We may as well be asking the question, what is God? I mean, everyone might have their own description and their own definition of that. But what I do know is that my experience is that I love Hunter more. And the older that I get, the more that I love her. And I think it's a combination of the respect that I have for watching who she is in life and experiencing the loyalty and the support and the compassion and the kindness and the forgiveness and the delight and the care and seeing that unfold month after month, year after year, decade after decade, 55 years. We've been married 44 years this year, so we had, 10, 11 years of friendship before we actually married, and that's been an extraordinary foundation. And we've come to believe that it's far more important to like the person who you're going to spend your life with. And likability is such a powerful and underestimated component in a relationship. And also, what's great about likability is that you can work on making yourself more likable. I sort of see that as my job. How do I make myself more likable so that Hunter freely and willingly both chooses and enjoys being around me, I hope.
I want to say something about the likability part. What I've noticed, because I take that on too, is to being more likable. That is my job to make sure I am that way. But I actually like myself better as a
Mm,
result of
mm,
who I've become.
yeah.
And that's like a bonus that was unexpected in a way. I didn't think that of that when I was working, when I take that on, but truly I do like myself better.
I love uh, Hunter's temperament too. Like basically, I mean, it would be. I don't think anyone escapes, the impact of life. We're all a combination of great stuff and flaws and strengths and weaknesses. I don't know if they're the right words, but um, Hunter's general demeanor, like both of us, we go through our days, generally in pretty good spirits. And when things are tough, we've never really had a relationship where if I'm going through complex issues, I don't take it out on Hunter.
Never.
And there's nothing that she ever takes out on me. But Hunter seems to, I think of you as being, you are to me the most consistently, authentically refreshing person I've ever met. And I've got a life where I'm around amazing people, and I love the amazing people that I'm around, but no one's like you. Nobody that I've met in my life is like you. And that's makes it so easy to be around and such a gift. I never, ever, ever would have to think, if Hunter's not here, I never ever have to think, oh, okay, what's going to be coming through the door when she comes home. I know that from the time that she wakes up till the time she goes to sleep, she's going to be high energy, vital, bright, present, and a delight to be around. And even in difficult times, there's uh, there's a way that she carries difficulty that these aren't the right words, but it's sort of self-contained. It's not as if I have to deal with anything. I just get the privilege of, being able to listen to her and hear what she has to share and watch her process things and see how she needs to deal with things. And I just get to do that both with love and compassion, but also with adoration and respect because of the way that she carries herself through those, complexities. So 20,000 days, guys. I've done a lot of talking, haven't I? I talk too much.
Well, how can I top that? But I feel what you said about me, I feel that about you. Neil is so easy to be around, and when he has had difficulties and lots of them all at once, he never ever dumps on me. I've never ever been his emotional dumping ground ever, which is pretty incredible to say.
Thank you.
It's like, wow, I'm so grateful for that. And kindness, and you're so kind and so thoughtful, and what I really, really love and appreciate about you is that you always see the bigger version of me when I can't see it myself. You remind me how smart I am, how capable I am, how unique I am, and I don't always remember that. So it's so lovely to be reminded of that. I
Oh,
always feel good about myself around you.
wow,
What
thank
an
you.
amazing thing to say after 20,000 days.
I've always thought of it as my job from the beginning, right? Like
Mm.
who can I be? I sort of related to it like it was not my job, but my opportunity and responsibility. What can I do to have you be the biggest, brightest, best version of yourself,
Mm.
that you can be? I don't know that I've done a great job with that, but I've done my best at that.
I think you've done a great job at that. And you're so much fun. Like, we laugh all the time, often, and it's so playful. And I think
Mm,
that keeps our relationship young and
mm,
young at heart. And I just cherish that. And we cherish each other too, which is one of the most important things that a couple can do for each other, is to actually cherish and be cherished and and be in that experience of love and adoration and support and um, just being there for each other. What a privilege to have had a relationship. I'm going to cry. Um, as long as we have, to really feel deeply and profoundly loved by Neil is something else.
I don't really, don't really know life without you in a way. Because I
Mm.
mean, you know what it's like when you're a kid. What do you know when you're like, 3 or 5 or 6? You don't know what the heck's going on. You're just sort of like there. I'm not sure, I don't think I had consciousness of even existing until I was, in mid-childhood or something like that. And then, you're 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, starting to figure out that you do exist and there are relationships and all of that. And then for you to be in my life from 13, I think that was really there. And now what, I'm 68 now, so 55 years. And all that's happened, I mean, living in Australia and living in the United States and multiple businesses and homes and business successes and lots of failures and complex issues and learning how to ride the turbulence, the turbulence of the waves, and the turbulence of the whitewater and the turbulence and the stillness even of all the calm times, just of the life that we've experienced.
Mm.
But I've never known it any other way other than just you and me doing it together. And I
Mm.
can't imagine you not being in my life.
Mm.
I just can't imagine
Me neither.
that. And so, anyway,
It's partnership. We have a beautiful partnership and three wonderful children and two gorgeous grandsons. And we've always been partners in
and we
business,
get a
in
lot of,
life, and in everything. And I think that's key too. Mm.
okay, we're just sort of bragging about 20,000
Yeah,
days
that's
together.
right, we are. Yay
See,
to us.
see you later, guys.
Bye.